Welcome back to ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Sean Linning for this women's quarterfinal match. It is, Sean, one of those that could be a semifinals, and we're watching a quarter here with Shirley Chen from New York and Jessica Gawley coming in from Saskatchewan, Canada. Jessica now number 2 in the WPH Women Power Rankings.
I'm excited.
Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Hey, and to you.
Sean, you had the luxury of doing something that's only happens to about 2,000 people every day in downtown San Francisco. You had all of your stuff stolen out of your car yesterday.
Yeah, except my shoes and my eye guards and a couple pairs of gloves. So that's all you need. That's the beauty of handball.
It's nice to see that that the felons in downtown San Francisco don't play the sport.
No. From
to them, it's not a big score, but sure hurt me. I drove around
looking for some guy wearing gloves.
I did yesterday.
Wearing from orange gloves.
Yeah, because I don't have many changes of gloves, so I'm going to be sliding the ball quite a bit.
There's the left-handed Jay Gall from Canada with the first serve. Both of these women athletes wearing black. This is best 2 out of 3 to 15. Breaker also to 15. Opening rally.
Is that out?
Gawley is left-handed. That's how you can tell them apart.
Zero serving 0.
That's how I do it.
Is this the 21 ball, correct?
It is the 21
red ace. Red ball.
Side out.
I like how Shirley's pressing the action there.
Yeah, I like.
She's been kind of passive in the past.
I felt that Shirley was playing a little kind of one wall there, and Jessica was playing 4 wall.
Yeah, she's got to do something to catch her off guard.
Side out.
There's another player wincing their back. It seems like we have the all-back finals.
0 serving 0.
Jessica now has like a strain in her back. A lot of the top pro guys all experiencing that as well. Sean,
I feel fine.
You feel good. You're all right.
1 serving 0.
Nice.
Jessica making it all the way to number 2 in the rankings.
And Jessica telling her opponent, good shot. That's one way to get in my head if people start complimenting me on the handball court.
I know you don't like that, but
I hate that.
it's one of those things where I just despise it. I hate when it's happening.
You ever seen the Dave Chappelle when he's playing Prince and they're playing basketball? And he's like, man, I'm not on your team, because the guy keeps slapping his butt. Nice shot, nice shot. Well, that's how I feel.
It's similar here, and it's very difficult. You're listening to the voice of Sean Linning, who is our finalist at the last stop in Houston. Sean, you went from being in the finals to playing Paul Brady in the round of 8.
Yeah.
Some would say that that's just a negative thing for your camp, and then on the other hand, others would say you're the type of guy that would want to play Paul early. Earlier the better.
Well, I'm trying to be indifferent towards everything.
Okay.
So I mean, it's fine. I don't care. Well, why didn't Jessica go for that? Maybe her backy wacky hurt.
Well, Shirley is up 4-0 here.
Yeah.
4 serving 0.
And
yeah, but gosh, I'm okay playing Brady right now. Why not?
Well, you said,
you know, if the ultimate goal is to win the whole thing, you'd want to play.
5 serving 0.
You know, when you're fresh.
Yeah, you said in Houston that you weren't 3 days ready, but you felt good in day number 2. Well, here it is in day number 2, and you're playing Paul, so.
Well, now I'm 3 days ready.
I had a feeling that was going to be. So you are being indifferent. No, you're being different. I don't know. 5-0 here. Jay Gall still wincing her back. This is just an injury that I did not even know about. Pops the ball to the roof.
Those backs are temperamental. It could just pop into place here. We might see a. Never know.
Well, speaking of Houston, we saw that happen couple years back, John Bike
0 serving 6.
pulled a back muscle, started cramping, and came out of the court and said, I think I'm going to have to forfeit. That was a short ball.
Yeah, it was.
And came out and did some stretches, went back in, and defeated Anthony Celesto to qualify.
Hold it.
There you go. Surely let that ball drop off the
0
back wall.
serving 6.
I like seeing that. She has the habit of taking it way too high. That's a good serve.
1 serving 6.
Why didn't you try and qualify,
2
Dave?
serving 6.
Does your back hurt?
No, I was told I was supposed to have Tommy John surgery on my elbow, and I decided that I was going to go on with that procedure. And then a family issue came up where there was a conflict in time, and I decided I had to cancel because the conflict was exactly at the same time of the surgery, and I just was needed to be in a location. So I decided to cancel it. But that was actually a good thing because I spoke to a top handball player who had the same injury as I did, and he gave me some advice from Dr. Andrews, who he went to high school with, one of his friends, and I decided that I was going to try that technique of the physical therapy, and since then I feel great, and so you and I will be playing next week.
I wish I was playing you today.
I don't know. I can give you fits. Never have, but and never will.
Somebody reminded me like a week ago of like when we played and you hopped the first 4 balls into me and then you didn't score after that.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was
but
up
you
4
were
to
satisfied.
0.
I think you're satisfied at that point.
I was up 4 to
You're
0.
Like, oh, take it.
And I said, you know what? This is easy. I don't think I ever score again, and I'm talking lifetime, not just that tournament or that match. You were on your side of the bracket doing what you were doing, and I was just destroying people on my side of the bracket, and then we finally met in the finals, and I scored 4 quick points and in like 30 seconds, and I thought, this is going to be, wow. He's on the pro tour and everything, and I'm not. And then I never scored again. I didn't realize I was only in my 20. You were about 14 and
15 and a half.
15, and I thought this is great. I'm probably like 20 something, 22. I go, I have a big career ahead of me.
Huge.
I've played
Huge.
you. I'm 45 now, and we've played 100 times, and I've never scored more than that.
Total.
And to be completely true about this story, I then got out of shape and fat, and I played you, and I scored
4 serving 6.
4 points, and I was yelling at myself. And you said, you got the same amount of points when you were good off of me. So I don't know why you're upset. That made me feel terrible. So
well, at least I'm glad you came out with some honesty at the end of that. I'm not sure if we had that conversation.
we did actually, and it was one of the best I've ever heard in my life. Well, you're just as good as you were back then, and that made me feel like Why did I play the sport for 23 straight years again?
I don't know. Look at that serve.
It's beautiful, and that's about the 3rd one we've seen.
Yeah, being
6
a
serving
lefty
6.
and playing against a righty is kind of cool because you can do your best serve to their offhand. Like my best serve goes down to the right, and I play mostly right-hander, so it's not quite as good. But since most players are righty, she's got that beautiful one that slides down to the left. Nice.
That's a great kind of setup right there that Jessica gave Shirley, but also as a lefty, you can serve to the right side,
7 serving
get
6.
your opponent to flip the ball back to your left, your strong hand, and then you can pound down the wall.
Yeah, well, that's the same with a righty, though. You know, you serve it down the left, and he flips it to your right. Yeah. But thanks for that.
8 serving 6.
I mean, you're only.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being a lefty serving down the left is things like that happen, and being a righty serving down the right, things like that happen.
Yeah,
so
it's terrific because you know you get also the
9
way
serving
that
6.
Jessica follows through. She's just so open to seeing what the next shot's going to be.
Short. Yeah, exactly.
That was not the right shot for Jessica to take, but she gets the point anyway. Now she, after finding herself down 5-0, is now outscored Shirley 9-1.
Well, I've been in situations where I had maybe a
10 serving 6.
Certain situations that
oh, sorry. What? I don't forget.
you've been in certain situations where You have,
Second
well,
serve.
Jessica had Shirley
Oh,
pinned.
well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, sometimes you got a tight ankle or something. Once you warm it up, get some adrenaline, you'll be fine. So maybe this is going to happen to Jessica here. But sometimes the whole first game is tough.
Look at that ceiling shot from Shirley.
That's nice. Ooh.
I think that's not going to make the front wall, doesn't. And another point for Jessica, and one of the best rallies we've seen here in this quarterfinal.
Timeout.
And a timeout being called from Chen.
Probably a good timeout.
Jessica Gawley here doesn't seem to have that same sort of back strain that she had earlier on, where she was down 5-0, 0-5, and now she clearly is making that run. And like you said, you know, sometimes those little things just work themselves out, and you feel good. We're watching that replay. ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Sean Lenning, former #1 ranked
That's my favorite title.
WPH Pro.
Just so people know I used to be good. It's
Sitting
better
up-
than
Sitting
sixth
along,
ranked pro.
sitting alongside
Former
number
contender.
6, 40-plus
11:36.
senior. It's not my fault. There's so many great 40-year-olds.
That out.
Yeah, that's a hot age. It's a hot
6
age.
serving 11.
6 serves 11.
That's kind of a cool serve to do against her. That's probably smart. Got to move your feet there. Right?
Yeah,
And
and
get in position.
11 serving 6.
Come on.
Chen was handcuffed, but
Yeah, she did. She shouldn't have been. That was a setup. Same with that. You gotta move quick here.
not a very
Probably
good
a little nervous.
timeout.
12, serving
Not a
6.
good timeout from Shirley there. It's a short ball again. No
It is
call from the
short.
referee.
On shots like that, I think you got to get your strong hand on it. Let it come across your body. Just like that. Gawley did the same thing. She let it come across. That's a seasoned player right there.
13 serving 6.
There's no shame in
For
getting
ball.
your strong hand on it. You know, people think they need to use their offhands just to,
Second serve.
you know. But come on, get your good hand on it. Like those ones. Get your good hand on it and smash it. She needs to come around the ball a little bit more.
Sean, do you think that some of the players kind of get into this mode where they've practiced so much with their offhand and they feel like they're forced to have to use it when they should just take the extra step and use their strong hand and go for the right shot?
Yeah, maybe.
You have
Some
one more.
players, their offhands are so good, it's probably okay. But
Yes.
in this case, Shirley's strong hand is way better. So I don't know. It gets yourself out of position if you're coming around the ball, taking it with your offhand all the time. Sometimes you can really get yourself all screwed up.
Yeah.
If you're letting it come across you to your good hand, that means you're more centered in the court usually, which is where you want to be.
I know I'm going to get the phrase wrong, but it seems that some players get institutionalized with their own training methods, and you know they have this routine of when it goes to my left, I hit it with my
Possible
left.
game, serve
Yeah,
6.
But
Yeah,
there-
that's silly. Like, you know, Chapman, good example. He was the first guy I ever saw to really cram himself on the left wall with no shame. You know,
Uh-huh.
people think, oh, you're such a spaz, you don't have an offhand. But whatever he could do to get
6
his
serving 14.
strong hand on the ball, he would do it. I mean, and still being able to take a swing on the ball. You know, he wouldn't, flip it over
Right.
his head all crazy. But
Well,
if he can get any kind of swing with his good hand, that's what he'd do, and it makes sense. I mean, it doesn't mean, there's no shame in taking it with your strong hand. You know, it's not a macho thing showing
Well,
you have a
Chapman
hand.
would do it, and you would say to yourself, well, I know where this ball is going to end up. And you would
7,
know
serving
that there's no
14.
way he can pinch himself on that side wall and still take it, but then
Yeah, but he would.
he would, and he would hit it 1 inch high, and it was one of the best shots you've ever seen. But his left wasn't that bad either. Anyway, back to this one, though.
There's Shirley taking it pretty dang high off the back wall. If she can get her back wall down a little bit, she'd be stepping way up in her game. I'd love to see it.
Well, we saw her there take an overhand shot. I think she actually made the wrong shot, although it cracked out on the left wall. She had Jessica pinned to the right side. Could have gone to a right corner kill.
Yeah.
But she's definitely applying the pressure here.
Yeah.
And that ball hit the camera. It's a replay.
I believe there's no bad bounces, right? Yeah.
No, it hit the camera. Right, you do that again.
It definitely hit the camera.
She said no bad bounces. So
but it is a bad
9
bounce.
serving 14.
She gave her the point. I think the camera isn't.
Screen ball.
It's typical. It's typical that
9
the
serving 14.
players wouldn't read the rules, but figured some things are just obvious. That one I think is such an obvious rule.
10 serving 14.
Jessica hit that right in front of herself and Shirley didn't try to go for any type of screen or a hinder.
Possible game, serving 10.
Kind of a strange little ending there, Sean. I think if she would have tried for it, she would have got it.
Yeah. Oh, let it drop.
And there's a side out. Shirley back into the server's box.
10 serving 14.
This is the women's quarterfinals from the Olympic Club in San Francisco, California on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Jessica makes a great shot, fade away, left side. Shirley can't get out of the block.
Possible game, serving 10.
And now we're back at game point. Short ball, no call.
Standard.
It's now officially 7 in a row. And there is the first game going to Jessica Gawley from Canada. For Sean Linney, my name is Dave Vincent. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in San Francisco for game number 2 of this women's quarterfinal match on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Stick with us.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Play your part in the circle of life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards!
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay,
Yeah.
here it goes.
Oh, no!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the techs, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
At shelters, you'll discover healthy and loving animals just waiting to become a part of your family. Why wait? You can make a difference in the life of an animal. A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person and adopt your new best friend today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Back in San Francisco, downtown, Olympic Club. Dave Vincent alongside Sean Linning here for the women's quarterfinals on ESPN, the Watch ESPN app. This is the Race for 8, brought to you by the Del Grand Dealership Group, as Shirley Chen had a nice little 5-0 lead there in game number 1, but then
squandered
it. She was outscored 14-5.
She's got this one. We're seeing a tiebreaker here.
Jessica Gawley here. I guess the executive director and commissioner of these handball tournaments had to go give a stern talking to the referee, and now you see a little delay going on for some reason, and it could very well be associated with that stern talking that was given.
Glad I wasn't there for that. Uncomfortable. Uh-oh. Don't smile at her, Shirley. Get mean.
All right, game 2, Shirley is serving. 0-0.
You knew that was going to be a good serve. That was perfectly struck. Love it.
1-0.
Oh. And you need to cut that ball off, Dave. That's my preference. You guys, the sooner you hit it, the more out of position your opponent is. Jessica was in the right corner when she could have, the back right corner when Shirley could have struck it.
Short ball.
Oh, look at that. Short ball, Dave.
That was short.
Yeah, I called short ball.
She called it. They're confused.
Second serve.
That she called it.
One serving one.
Nice serve. You gotta let that ball drop.
Big setup here for Shirley. Goes down the right side to Jessica's offhand.
Side out. 1 serving 1. Short ball.
That's being appealed.
Good. Ooh, short. Oh. Short ball it is.
2 for 2. Good call.
Second serve.
That looks like that Stern talking to.
She's scared.
Side out. 1 serving 1.
This is the best 2 out of 3 to 15. Overhit serve.
Oh, that's a good right. Good offhand.
Yeah, it's a nice little offhanded poke down the right wall.
All right. 1 serving 1. Point.
Wicked serve. Got to take that
2 serving 1.
real soon. Get up on it right now.
You see that?
Get your fist on it.
Shirley has a little bit of trouble with the ball wrapping around the back corners.
Yeah, don't let it get back there, right? Is the solution to that.
3 serving
Yeah,
1.
I know that's how you play. Stand right in the middle and cut stuff off. She's, you would say that she's a traditional one-wall player, so that's just not something that.
Second serve.
But you would think a one-wall player would be cutting things off, right?
I don't know.
And that's where she's having the troubles, around those revolving doors. I mean, I've played 30 years and I still can't hit one, so.
You hit one. That was one of the 4 points scored against me.
It was a mishit.
That was a side out, actually.
5 serving 1.
I don't recall any side outs. I think I got the first serve of the match, scored 4, and that was it.
Get your right hand on it. All you
Jessica,
people watching, get your strong hand on the ball.
Jessica goes over the top, hits that ball down the right side.
6 serving 1.
You know, it's the natural hop every time down the left from Jessica.
7 serving 1.
And it's going to be real obvious when it's a reverse. So she's got to start playing for the natural because it does the same thing every time. It's hard to have a great serve that if you only hop the ball one way every time, you gotta hop it the other way to make your best serve even better.
Right, and if you don't
Otherwise
have
it's
that
predictable,
other serve, if you don't have that other serve, the other hop. So if you have a reverse but you don't have the natural, or vice versa, you have to change locations and speeds with it.
Yeah,
to try to make it more effective. If you're stuck on having to do that every time,
I mean,
let the walls be your friend.
Yeah, Jessica's serve could be, taken advantage of, unless it's right on the wall. But it's tricking Shirley right now. Hopefully she's figured it out.
Well, Shirley's getting some advice out here in the grandstands. As we get ready for the men's quarterfinals coming up after this one, we have some pretty big matches. Dave Fink, Mondo Ortiz coming up. That's going to be like an explosive match, I would assume. Both of these guys kind of have that go for broke style. I mean, I don't know why it said kinda. They just both do, kind of. I should say like you do, Sean. And so that's going to be like putting 2 sticks of dynamite.
Keep going.
I'm trying to create a euphemism that doesn't exist. You want to hear how that ends? I know you do.
I do. You get back to me.
Resume play. 8 serving 1.
Now we're at 9-1 here in game number 2. This is the women's quarterfinal match and bonus coverage that we're giving you today.
9 serving 1.
Geez, get your strong hand on it. Boom. Just because it went to her right hand, got to take those extra steps to come around it.
10 serving 1.
Just like that, you got to take it with your right hand. This is a good lesson for everybody.
Side out.
I'd like to see the Z serve again.
One serving 10.
Pretty effective.
Side out. 10 serving 1.
Not a bad return of serve there from Shirley, but some really crazy fish shot, hand air, overhand tomahawk type style of shots
11
that
serving 1.
even if you execute them, I don't see them doing anything.
Yeah.
I almost feel it's more of a defensive mechanism.
I don't know.
Side out.
And then I say that, and then she hits one of the best shots we've ever seen in the tournament so far.
1 serving 11.
Then again, maybe not. Maybe they are effective.
Yeah. Well,
there's another point for Chen.
2 serving 11.
Well, this is going tiebreaker. Guaranteed.
3 serving 11.
I know you're all for it.
I love tiebreakers. Every time I'm in this booth, I just keep.
Every time you're in the booth, they go to
in here.
They go to a tiebreaker. That's gonna hurt.
Oh, look at that avoidable! I love it. But you know what? Our ref's not gonna call that.
Well,
are we playing footsie stick?
No,
we good.
Picking up a little something on the floor here.
Dropping
You know how I am.
3 serving 11.
Dropping milk dud.
You know how I am. I like to keep it clean in the broadcast booth.
Ooh, nice little Dave Fink-esque right corner kill with the right. It's his shot. I don't know if you know
11
that.
serving 3.
Yeah, it is his shot. I wouldn't know. I don't play him.
Well, for good reason. Jeez. He's as ruthless in practice games as he is.
He is worse in practice than he is in a tournament.
Sometimes I come in there and 2 in the afternoon in Tucson, and it's like a death match.
Yeah, I know. It's just, and he's so focused and.
Which is good. That's fine.
Not for me. I go there to relieve stress, and I leave with more.
Oh yeah. Or even if you play really well, you feel bad because you just kind of ruined his day.
That's true. That's a really good point.
So you can't win.
That was a 2 bounce.
Well, she needs to take that double bounce if we're going to see a tiebreaker day.
12 serving 3.
She had a good read on that serve. That's nice.
I like those overhand drives from Shirley. She needs to do them more, but Jessica's really using the back corners really well in this match.
Yeah. At a certain point, you got to shoot it, though. I mean, Jessica's not going to miss it. She's just going to
hold it.
Keeping your opponent back in the right corner
11 serving 3.
is good because then you get setups from it. But if you just keep doing the same things, it's just going to be a never-ending rally. At some point, she's got to let it drop and shoot it because she's getting tons of setups. There's one right there.
Oh, she goes for that.
That would have been nice, huh?
Nice little tomahawk there from Chen. And there's a timeout being called on the floor. This is bonus coverage, women's quarterfinals. Earlier it was Catriona Casey getting past Sandy Ng by the score of 15-1, 15-1, which is a unorthodox score if you know how well Sandy can play the game of 4-wall handball, but
Casey's pretty good.
Casey's amazing. Sean, you were able to spar with her a couple nights ago here at the club, and I said, you know, you've heard all the rumors about how good Sean Linning is and those crazy shots that he takes, and she just shook her head and she said, well, really, you know, I've studied his game so much, I kind of was expecting to see all that, and what really amazed me was his second serves are exactly what you guys said, that he has the hardest second serve to get. He would ace you on the second serve. So you guys must have really played a match down here. She's talking about second serves.
Yeah, we played a couple games. Yeah.
So you were going for the crack ace on the second serve?
Well, yeah.
All right, resume playing. 13 serving 3.
In a practice, and you're talking about Dave Fink?
Well, she's just cocky. You know, I had to.
That's true.
I had to win. I set out to give her a donut, then I pretended like I wasn't when she scored the first point of the game. That was a disappointment, though.
Jessica Gawley takes this one down 15-3 to close out game number 2 and advance to the semifinals once again in race play. And then, of course, we'll have that another match coming up right around the corner. Mondo Ortiz and Dave Fink, which will be coming up here in just a few. In fact, as I look at the schedule really quickly, Sean, we have at 10:30 Pacific time, which is about 10 minutes from now, it'll be Dave Fink, Mondo Ortiz, and then Paul Brady, and then you. I don't know if you've heard of you before.
Who do I play?
You'll be playing a guy by the name of Paul Brady. He's a young lad.
Oh.
Got a couple belts. And then Peixoto and Danny Cordova will be at 11:45 Pacific time on ESPN, the Watch ESPN app, followed by Luis Moreno and Marco Chavez at 12:30 p.m.
Gosh, if you had to watch one of them, it'd be tough to decide. They're all pretty good matches.
Yeah, they are, actually. That Danny Cordova Emmett Peixoto match might not seem like anything for those at home watching, but that could be an upset for the Peixoto clan. We'll have to see how that works out. And then you versus Paul Brady is going to pack the house.
I still don't know who that is. But
now, I just wanted to go back to one point.
How did Marcos play yesterday?
It was a tiebreaker win over Anthony Celesto.
Okay.
He killed the giant killer.
Okay.
But I was going to say something to you. You had all of your gear stolen yesterday in downtown San Francisco, and you're handling it fairly well. I would be on the phone calling people making police reports, but not you.
No.
You just bummed some shorts off somebody. You have some gloves that you found.
Socks. Found some socks.
You're all right.
My socks aren't going to be matching today, but I have 2 socks today.
You have two socks, but not going to be matching. Now, any electronics stolen, like cell phones, wallets?
No, like my prescription glasses and stuff, and maybe some sentimental things that might have been in there. But you know, you can't get attached to stuff, Dave.
Right.
I don't know if you know that.
No, it was actually something
I'm
you would have
minimalist.
You would have donated it anyway.
Oh yeah, I had 7 unopened pairs of gloves. You know, that's okay.
That's just a
stuff,
lot of gloves.
Dave.
That's just a so gloves. That's all.
It's just stuff.
You don't need that stuff.
Yeah, and somebody kind of embroidered my bag for me, and I just had received it as a gift.
Oh wow.
So that's okay too.
Well, this new guy downtown, he's going by the name Sean Linning.
Yes.
That's his new name.
I looked for him yesterday. No, don't put me up like that. Okay.
You looked for him yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
You walked around. Sean.
I don't know what I would have done, but I had visions. I was fantasizing about screeching to a stop and putting her in park and
but
stopping
then
traffic.
you realized you had no tires on your car.
0.
So that fantasy ended really quickly. We're going to take a break. We'll have more handball action right around the corner. Dave Fink and Mondo Ortiz. As you see the presented by, standing on the court next to Dave Fink, that's Kevin Delgrand from the Delgrand Dealer Group. They're putting on this tournament, and he's in the court throwing a handball here. National champion Kevin Delgrand alongside his dealer group at kdgd.com. And I want to thank them and the Olympic Club. For Sean Linning, my name is Dave Vincent. Be back in just a bit here on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Stick with us.